This is for the girls getting a late start to the month and the girls getting a late start to the month only. Hello and welcome to another monthly money reset. I know I'm late. I am filming this on November 8th and I don't know how that happened. Like, how did we get to November 8th? How did we get to November? I don't know, but we're here. I cannot feign excitement for the fall. I feel like everywhere I turn, people are so happy to be like in boots, and I don't know that people like the leaves falling down, but I do not love fall. And let me tell you why. So the way the Kayla calendar works in my brain, it goes summer, which I love summer. There's September, love. It's my birthday month. And honestly, you can't even tell the difference between summer and September anymore because it's so hot in September. Then there's December, which also I love. I love Christmas. I love all things December. And so then October and November really don't serve much of a function for me. They're just like filler months, like in the way of getting to December. But that's probably way more than you ever needed to know about how I feel about the seasons. And you probably came here to talk budgeting. If you're new to my channel, hi, welcome. I'm Kayla. I'm 26. I am currently working as a travel physical therapist. I just finished up a contract in Hawaii, and now I am working in Tucson, Arizona. I try really hard to post content about how I try to live a more intentional life. Like, I just try to seize the day. I try to not let life do me. You know, I try to do life, but life still be lifing, if you know what I mean. Also, as I seize the day and just try to love my life, it is important to know where my money goes, and that is where these budgeting videos come in. If you cannot tell, this is gonna be a pretty casual video. Talking about money can be scary, and wherever you are in your money journey, your budgeting journey, if you are feeling kind of scared because everyone else seems to have their stuff together, or if it's scary because you don't want to actually look into your finances to see what's happening, because once you look at it, it's real. Or maybe you love budgeting videos. Regardless of where you are, you have found your safe space. I just want to make a casual, comfortable environment where we can sit down and chill as best friends do. You're here now, we're best friends. And talk about our budgets, or at least talk about my budget while you support me from afar, and I support you. Yeah, so first thing I will show you today is my October budget and show you where all my money went. How did it all go away? And then we'll set some goals moving into November, and then I'll show you my November budget, and I will actually need to input some things into November, being that we are a full week in. So let's get to the fun part. Let's go through my October budget. Okay, welcome back to my very fall themed budget template. I think I'm gonna stick with the brown budget. I'm loving it. I have my budget linked down below if you're interested. I have had a lot of family members ask me for different colors. Like, I've made purple and green and blue for family. If you feel like you'd like to see another color in this template, let me know, and I will try to have it up by the new year so we can move into the new year with our favorite color budget template. Anyways, first thing I do when I look at my budget and I'm reviewing it is I go to this overview tab up here. It's a really nice snapshot of like what I budgeted to make and save and spend versus what I actually made and saved and spent. And it also shows my current balance at the bottom. So that's whatever I'm ending the month with, and then of course taking into the next month. My aim for that number is really ever changing. So I've always liked to have this like $500 to $600 buffer in my account. And that's just something that I started in college, like having the 500. I'm really thinking of getting rid of it because when I started doing that, I didn't have credit cards. Yeah, I think that's the biggest difference. Like, I didn't have any credit cards. So my checkings account was like literally all the money that I had. So if it went to zero, that was a problem. And I think I've gotten in this habit of keeping money in there, but it's like for no reason. But after I look at my overview, which kind of assessing that for the month of October, it feels like a bit of a mess. Subs and bills were way over, and I will talk about that. Income seems to be way over. Yeah, October was a mess, and we're gonna get into it. So scrolling down to income, that's what I look at next. I got paid twice in October, so I get paid weekly as a travel therapist. The number at the bottom you'll see for income is like near 10K, which is just such a gross misrepresentation of what I made this month. So let me explain to you why. Really what I made is like these two paychecks. So that's like $3,200. The other stuff that's on here is my credit cards, which I finally cashed out my credit card rewards. Other big one that's on here is the security deposits I got here. So one was security deposit for the last place that we stayed in, And then the other one was for the car that we were renting in Hawaii. Then there was my time off sinking fund. I had been saving money specifically for when I needed to take time off and I needed to have money. So that came in handy. I absolutely drained that. And then the last big chunk of change was just a huge savings withdrawal. We withdrew that from me and Devin's joint account. And the reason we needed that much money, get this, was because we had to pay the full rent for this place when we were like putting down our deposit, which I have never heard of before. The place we are in currently is $2,300 a month. They get pretty expensive because they're fully furnished. It's got like everything you need in it, kitchen wise, and like whatever. It's furnished, okay? So they get pretty expensive. So it's $2,300 a month. We're staying here for 2 months. That makes $4,600. And then we had to also pay our security deposit and our cleaning fee all at one time. And the person said it so casually. Like, I was like, is this available? She was like, yes. And let me go ahead and send you the lease agreement. And in the agreement, it was like, due tomorrow, $5,600. I was like, have mercy. I don't have that much money tomorrow. Like, I'm gonna need to withdraw that to be able to give to you. That is why I seem to have made $10,000 this month, even though I really have not. But moving on to my absolute favorite part, expenses. I just love going over expenses. I said this last month, but I feel like it shows my month in numbers. Maybe they won't be as fun this time because there are so many red bars, but you know, that's what happened this month. Okay, so groceries. First off, moment of silence for Hawaii grocery prices. Okay, because if you have been watching, Hawaii was absolutely draining my pockets on groceries. I was spending like $1,000 a month on groceries. And this month we were in Hawaii in October we were in Hawaii for a week, and then we were back home for most of the time. So that's why it was not that much money. It was still more than I expected, but eating out was like a lot less than I expected. So it really kind of evens itself out. Gas was a little less than I expected. Not much more to say about that. Health and beauty. Okay, I will have things to say about this. So usually I only have to spend money on like vitamins. Yeah, like vitamins that I regularly get for health and beauty. But this month was a doozy. And I think like I knew I'd be home this month. I actually went back home from Hawaii. So I was trying to get all of my doctor's appointments in 1 month, and it shows, like it reflects. And it wasn't just doctor's appointments. I also got my hair done. So we're gonna have a black girl hair moment for a second here. So roll with me. If you're not a black girl, educate yourself for a minute. And if you are a black girl, we're here, right? Okay, so here's why I spent so much money on my hair this month. So it had been curly for 3 months or 4 months because I was in Hawaii. I came home, I got it straightened so that I could get a trim and not just a curly cut. Lost my voice there. And not just a curly cut, because I don't want a curly cut, because then when it goes straight, it's gonna be cut in all random spots. So yeah, I paid to get my hair actually done, blown out, and then I paid to get these braids. And I paid for the hair to go in my hair to make these braids. Being a black girl is expensive. Yeah, so I spent a good amount of money on my hair this month. I had my normal vitamins to pay for, and then I also went to the dentist this month. And let me see, because I even noted it. Straighten hair, braid hair, buy hair, vitamins, dentist, everything. See, I memorized it all. That is what went into health and beauty this month. Social. I didn't spend any money on social, but I did meet up with my friend when I went back home. We hung out at her place. Love you, Cece. Shout out to you. Gifts. Oh, it was my sister's birthday. I feel bad now about saying October is just a filler month. But yeah, it was my sister's birthday this month. She turned 20, wild. Doodads, which is just what I call money that I spend on myself. Pat on my back, I didn't spend that much money on doodads this month. The real reason I didn't spend that much money on doodads is because we had vacation down here, and like anything that we spent on the vacation just got put under vacation. So like I did spend money on myself, but it's called vacation. And then miscellaneous. They really are just miscellaneous things. I can't even put down like what is mostly making that up this month. 2 things I know I did do is I got a real ID. My ID is still vertical. So in Virginia, the way driver's license work is that like you can keep your under 21 driver's license until it expires. And mine expires in 2026. But every time I go somewhere and they see my under 21 license, they're like, we don't usually take this, but I mean, I guess this is just how Virginia does it. And I'm tired of hearing it. I'm tired of being questioned on my age. I got a real ID. It will be horizontal. Everything will be right in the world. Okay, so travel PT. I had to pay for my Arizona license and to renew my physical therapy license for Virginia, my home state. So that's pretty much what made up the travel PT. What's weird about this company is they're not reimbursing me until my 4th paycheck, so 4 weeks in. Usually I just get it on the first paycheck, they just give it all back to you. So I guess I'll get that money in November, maybe December. Yeah, I'll get that money back in December. So for now, I'm just gonna keep bleeding out for travel therapy until they reimburse me in December. And then vacation. So we went to Oahu this month right after we finished up my contract in Hawaii. So I was living on Big Island. And then we went over to Oahu for almost a week. Honolulu, which is the city I went to in Oahu, it's night and day. Like, it is so busy. The streets are absolutely jumping. We didn't just stay in Honolulu though. We went all around the island. And if you want to see or hear more about it, you should just check out my vlog. So I will put it up here somewhere. Usually, I don't spend very much time on subs and bills, and I don't even know that this will take me a lot of time, but usually I just don't have anything to say about subs and bills. But this month, I have things to say. And that is because rent is $5,600, which actually I already explained to you why rent is $5,600. So I think that what I'm gonna do though, since I had to take it out of our savings, is we will probably like just input rent each month back into our savings. Boop, boop, boop. And then there's just my normal bills and subscriptions. Nothing changed. Storage. Okay, I lied. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on subs and bills. It's nothing new. Savings is a sad deal this month. I was hoping to put $250 into Devin and I's joint account, which I did put $250 in. My emergency fund did not get contributed to at all. I was hoping to put $50 in my long-term investing account, so just invest $50. I didn't invest any, and then these are just my sinking funds and my Roth IRA, which I also did not contribute to. I think that October just had me like deer in the headlights stuck. Like, you know how we have like fight, flight, or freeze? I was totally frozen. The month was so wild, like being in Hawaii for part of the time, being in Virginia, prepping to move to Arizona. Like, I was just like, and whatever money came out of my account, I was like, okay, I guess I have to put money here. But the idea of saving was not even there because I just had no idea what I might need money for. Like, I was like, what if someone asked me to pay $5,600 for rent all at one time? Then what would I do? Yeah, October was a mess, but we made it through. Usually this is where I will like reflect on the month of October money-wise and kind of decide what categories I want to do better in. But like, it really is just a hodgepodge October. Like, I've said it so many times, but things just happened this month. I had no control over what was going on. So generally, I'd like to just have a better grip on the month. And I think the best way to do that is to try to get back into doing some of my daily habits. So I'm gonna show you what my habit tracker looks like. Okay, welcome to my daily habit tracker. I've made these goals and these habits things that I enjoy doing and things that make me feel good about myself. Let's chat about these habits before getting into the November budget, just to like kind of recenter ourselves. My first habit is to make sure that I do my skincare routine twice a day. I don't know, it's refreshing to make sure I do my skincare routine morning and night, so I want to get back on that. Taking my vitamins morning and night. The two vitamins I'd like to take regularly are a probiotic and then a hair growth supplement. Life with this hair is just a journey. I have a chronic illness that I've talked a little bit about before in other videos, and I took lots of steroids at one point to try to control that, and it really just started like this rapid hair loss that seems to come back in waves, and so I'm trying my best to affect that with taking my vitamins. So that's where that comes from. Gratitude journaling. It makes me feel better, like it really does. If I've had a tough day, it's not gonna erase the day, but it does bring a little bit of peace to like, wow, this was a tough day, but at least I have a wonderful partner. I have a job that allows me to travel and see different areas of the world, and I have a really loving family. So yeah, those are three things right now. Meditation for 5 minutes. This one is so hard for me. I feel like it was easy to meditate when I could go down by the beach and just like close my eyes and take in the ocean. But now that I'm in Tucson and it's honestly freezing outside right now. And even when it's freezing, the sun is just beaming. There's no place to like lay and just take in nature. It's like, it's a desert, you know? So I need to just force myself to do that in the home, or maybe I can find a park or a spot that's good for doing that. And then I have a category of just financial goals. It's 3 things. Make sure I spend 30 minutes a day working on a YouTube video, update my content calendar. And both those things are because I'd like to be monetized at some point. I currently have 500 subscribers and I need 1,000 to be monetized. The other thing you need to be monetized is 40,000 watch hours. I always say 40,000 watch hours. It's not 40,000 watch hours, it's 4,000 watch hours. People have to watch your videos for 4,000 hours in total. I think I'm probably at like 500 right now. But yeah, I think that being consistent with both those two things will help me work towards monetization. And then the last thing I have is just making sure that I update my budget regularly and try to do that daily. And it really makes it like less of a task than going into it at the end of the week. Yeah, so that is it. Those are my goals for the month. And the last step to really have my life together for November is to get into this budget. Okay, November. Well, since you decided to show up without my permission, the least you could do is be an easy budget month, which of course it will not be because November is the month before December. And if I have my stuff together, then I will go ahead and buy my Christmas presents this month. So my starting balance will be whatever I ended October with, which is $1396.73. All right, so I mean budgeted about 500, but I'll say $1396.73. And then the other numbers will populate as I go. So for income, so I'm only gonna get paid in November 3 times because I worked part of this week, but then I don't get paid until like the next week. So next Friday, I'll make this money. So anyways, I get paid 3 times in November. I'm gonna get rid of number 4, move up credit cards and miscellaneous. I'm thinking for the first one, it's gonna be like $2,300 because I didn't work I didn't work the full week, so I'm not gonna get 40 hours, but I do have travel reimbursement money coming. I know I said they weren't gonna reimburse me till the 4th week, but the money they're giving me this week will be just like literally the travel reimbursement. So they reimburse you to travel to the place and that happens right away. But any money, what you spent like outside, so if I had to spend money on licensing or if I had to buy a blood pressure cuff, all that stuff comes in week 4. And then I'm thinking that after paying for health insurance, I hate that for myself, but I'm 26 now. After paying for health insurance and taxes, I'm probably gonna be making 19 a week. I really, really wanna break 2,000 a week, but I'm gonna be conservative. We will see what that number looks like. Let's get rid of these. And yeah, I never budget any money for to make from credit cards or miscellaneous. Take that back. Miscellaneous, I sometimes think I'll have money coming, like if I know I'm gonna get my security deposit back, but credit cards, never. It's extra money if I get it, it's great. If not, whatever. All right, time to budget my expenses. Groceries. So I've already spent almost $600 on groceries in the month of November. I know, it's unbelievable. It happens to me every single time I move to a new place. I'm not even gonna shame myself for it anymore. There are all these huge purchases you have to make when you move to a new place. Have to make that I at least needed to make for like my last place because I was going to Hawaii and I couldn't take all those things on the plane with me. And then to this place, I had the same issue. I was coming from Hawaii, so like the things I had accrued there, I didn't bring back on the plane with me. So I had to start over again. I would like to fix that next time. I'll be on mainland in the States for all of the rest of my contracts. So hopefully like some of these big items I'm accruing, like buying a griddle and buying a fan and a heater, I can just take them with me to the other places, hopefully. So anyways, I've already spent $600. I think it would be silly to think I can spend any less than like $9.50 on groceries this month. Eating out, I'll budget $50 because eating out is mostly Devin's domain, whereas I usually cover more of the groceries. Gas. Oh, I didn't explain. The type of physical therapy I'm doing now is home health. So I'm driving around the city of Tucson and going into people's homes. I think that gas could get pretty expensive this month. Health and beauty, I am not getting my hair done this month because I don't know anyone here to do my hair. I don't have any doctors here. Hopefully I don't spend more than like $80. Social, I really don't have any huge plans, but I hate putting 0 somewhere. It feels like it's just not gonna happen. And then gifts. It's the month of November, and that reminds me that I need to take from my celebration sinking fund in income. I'm gonna take out 500. That'll be considered income. All right, so it is the month of November. Gifts are gonna get pretty pricey. I feel like I can't speak too much on this because I have family that does watch these videos, and I can't explain this number too much. We will have to do that in December and January, I guess, but I'm gonna budget $1,800 for gifts. It feels like a ton of money. I will explain after Christmas. Okay, savings and subs and bills, that happens later. I hate this, but I hate admitting this. I've already spent like $200 on myself this month. Mostly in Nike sweatsuits. I love a good matching set. And like when it gets cold outside, I cannot be bothered to put on jeans and like, I don't know, like get dressed. It's cold. I want to be comfortable. And my comfortable is in sweatpants. So I try to make it look a little bit nice and get like a matching set. I like to be comfortable. Sue me. So since I already spent $200, I'm gonna try not to spend too much more on myself, and I'll put it at $250. Miscellaneous, did I put a number down for that? Miscellaneous, oh, I don't know what is gonna pop up miscellaneously, but I'm gonna budget $100 because it always is more than I expect. And then travel PT, I put down 60, so there must be something that I spent money on that I know is gonna be 60. Okay, erasing these rows. Subs and bills should not change too much from last month, so I'm just gonna copy them over into November. The difference will be that I do not technically have to pay rent this month. Yeah, so that's it. Subs and bills should be about the same, no rent. I need to add into my transaction tracker. I'm gonna take a second now and just like enter all of those things in and see how much I've spent so far in November. Okay, boom, magic. Everything is here. It's all in here. I have it color coded for myself for different like credit cards that it's gonna come out of. They just haven't hit my checking account yet. And so once they hit my checking account, I type them in up here with no colors in them. So I'm gonna take a look at my charts. So far, I have made absolutely no money. 2% on income. That's because I haven't been paid yet this month. Most of my stuff is expenses and subs and bills, and the biggest chunk of change has gone to travel PT. What did I spend money on in travel PT? Oh, not me budgeting $60, and it was actually $1,500 that I spent. Yeah, so I had no idea that I had that much money already spent on travel PT. I guess I did know, but I completely forgot. So I've already spent like $1,400 on travel PT. And this is why it's okay to readjust your budget. Like sometimes it makes me feel guilty when I'm like, oh, I budgeted 60, but that's silly. I forgot that I had to pay for shipping for my car this month. So that is why that is so much money. I reworked it. I'll show you what I did. I just went ahead and budgeted $1,500 for travel PT, and I did have to take away the savings that I was gonna do. I'm pretty much just gonna put back in rent back into our savings at this point, and otherwise I won't be saving for this month, which is a bummer because I would love to save some money, but I'll just have to know that I can do it in December. I'm paying for most of my gifts this month, and once I get that reimbursement, I probably will just move it all into savings. So yeah, we are done. We have wrapped up November. Thank you so much for joining me and going through my budget with me and just sitting with me for another chatty video. And I'll see you very, very soon in another video. Bye.